And you can see here that actually I can actually warp back there. So yeah, that's what I usually do. I'm going to actually top off here just to show the no PS Plus warp. Folks, how to set up HP. But there's one stone from last year I want to show you. Alrighty, so you want to be near full fresh spice or near full or basically full before you get to the boss. So I would recommend actually maybe here you can do a fresh spice if you're still close. As you wait for that to open, since you can't run anyway. Make sure to have cat ring on before this. I usually equip it before I get here. And here, this is how you can set up a CR. So okay, well, let me touch this thing first, I guess. And then you can just tank one hit from the Reapers. A soul ray hit, not that. Okay, there you go. So that should be CR. Right there. Alright. So let me just backtrack a little bit to show something else. Oopsie. Okay. I guess that lets me show what I want to show anyway. I think it's gonna put me back in the button, maybe? No, I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What the fuck? Oh, okay. I usually if I go. Okay, so I usually touch the button and just see what he's gonna do, then react to it. If he's gonna do the melee attack, I dodge like this, and then I usually try to hug the right here, and then I quickly just try to make sure I'm out of his line of sight, because he can still shoot you from over there. Watch. I mean, he's still aggroed, first of all. As you can see. Okay, he's being nice and not shooting me, but yeah, he can definitely still shoot you. So I usually just go from here and then immediately just try to get here. The chance of him hitting you from there, I'll never die to it as long as I get there. You know. Alright, and then I just hug this still because you can still shoot from here, I'm pretty sure. So just like that. And then if you don't know, if you stand right here. Maybe too close. Ooh. Ow. Well, if you stand right there, you saw that the skelly just roll off. You'll go around and just roll off. So as long as you do it before that guy shoots you, you can actually pop a fresh spice there. That's what I was trying to show, but I was trying to do photo mode. Like a dummy. Where am I actually spawn at? Okay, that's fine. It works. So like I said, just here and then quickly go around there and then yeah, here. And then here you can do this here. Roll there, and you can have full stamina here and then run up to the fog gate here. But do follow the path that I'm taking around these skeletons. So go between them, then to the left here, and then fog gate. I usually like to have my menu open there in case that one in the back gives me super bad RNG and doesn't attack that can hit me out of the fog gate, because if you there is a couple frames where you can be out of the fog gate iframes, but he can still hit you before you can roll. So I usually like to have the menu open in case he wants to hit me. And then if I die, and then if I die, I can just reload, obviously. And which will put me in the awkward spot, but yeah, it's fine. And then if I die, I can just use the Reaper down here to set up. But if you don't know, there's no setup here, so I usually like to stand in the center of this little rock pile and aim for here. You put me in this pillar. Hi. What's the wave one? Where's the wave? Whatever. Yeah, so that guy won't bother you, by the way, if you're here. And if you roll right here, or you fall down here where you need to be, he won't bother you either. But I do want him to set up my HP, so do. But if you want to get rid of him, actually, you can just push him off like that. All right. So now you're safe, pretty much. I think there's some backstabby guys back there, but I don't think they wrecked unless you go that way. This is the infamous skip that can actually soft lock your game, so I hope that if you're doing this speedrun that you either have the PS Plus work, that's the only way to unsoft lock yourself. And like if you are also doing what was I saying? Like if you're doing a skip, I guess like it's possible character. Don't do this. I would recommend really doing this in a normal character because of the potential soft lock. But I will say though, like the plays that can soft lock you is like the front right corner. Like if you stand in an awkward spot, it can just soft lock you. Unfortunately, anything else should be fine. And if you have PS Plus warp, you're fine. Like you just need to make sure to have another place to warp to. So that's why we do King's Path or King's Tower at the end. So we can have a way to PS Plus warp away if we soft lock. Obviously, if you're optimizing, it might not be necessary, but it still has its benefits, which I'll discuss soon. But anywho, what I like to do to set up this is stand behind this little like upper step, and you know, kind of just trying to aim for like the left side, hopefully a little bit towards the middle. You do need catering for this, and then obviously it's gonna be the catering skip normally. Yeah, that was a little bit to the right, but it should be fine. I don't think it's gonna soft lock me. Oh, nice. Yeah, so the middle of it works fine. I feel like if you stand too close to the edge, like right here, it might be bad. And maybe here might not work, but... in the sense that it won't work, not that it's soft locky. But if you stand towards the middle, I think that's when it works. So maybe it's good to do it like past the line, I'm not sure. Maybe I should go back and test this again, but... yeah, this is the corner that's really dangerous though. Like, it's not even every time you're in the corner. Like, if you're really high up, it sometimes doesn't sound block you, but I would just stay away from it whatsoever. Like, as long as you're like... towards the middle, you should be fine, I think. So you're in the back of this. That's the old hero. So you're in the back of the room. This is where the Archstone would spawn in. Make sure to have full mana. And what I like to do is stand in this middle circle. Like run up to here, cast Cloak, switch to Clever Rat, and then roll once. Because the distance of the roll is perfect to where you can trigger the cutscene. Wait, I didn't mean to hold that because I was drinking water. Well, let me start it again. Just sort of my cycle. Okay, you do need nearly full mana, so I'm gonna top up again. But yeah, try that again. Do that, and then put on your Clever Rat, and then roll. Have Summoning Soul already. What I like to do is go to around here. Like I want to say between these two circle patterns, but around to the right. Cast this, do one Soul Ray. That's bad RNG. The short roar is really bad RNG. So I usually make sure that he doesn't do another bad attack. The whole Soul Ray and then one more. Let's see if he fucking dodges. Blind luck, literally. Jesus. Okay, and then yeah, that should kill him. He's already there right there. Let me show you the other RNG, which hopefully will happen. You definitely don't want to get too close to him because if you do, like, he might just fade away your soul masses. Let's try it again. There we have it. Right. Soul Ring. That's a good RNG. Okay, so if he does that, just make sure not to get too close to him or he's gonna do that wiggle attack is gonna disappear some of your homie soul arrows. Okay, you shouldn't really need them by this point, but here's some other full moon grass as well. Alright, and then I usually, while I wait for these doors to open, because it takes a little while, I usually pop some fresh buys, at least 2. That should be plenty. Maybe you want to do another, that's fine too. Yeah, this is actually fine. You're fine to go for the rest of this little world. So, Storm King. Going into the fog. And then what I like to do is generally get to around like here. That's where it should start aggroing enemies, although these seems to be really bad RNG. Eh, that's fine actually. And maybe get a little closer to draw a few more. But you need to kill 6 of these, as I'm sure you know. So that's 5, 6. And just because the guy's bothering me, I'm gonna do this one too. Alright, so that killed 7 there, just because. And then a classic cloak. So depending on the RNG you get, you may just need to learn to adjust to how many there are. Like they might all be like really close to you, so maybe don't get as close as I did. They may all be too far from you, so maybe you need to get closer than I did. That's something you will just get better with time, like figuring out how you're doing. Just make sure not to have Thief Ring or Clever Rat because they won't see you as easily, especially with Cloak. Or Thief Ring and Cloak. So I meant not Clever Rat. But yeah, so kill 6 of these. Make sure to be safe before you cast Cloak there. Like I was safe. There's none near me. And then I usually put on Thief Ring as well, and I'll explain why in a moment. And now you should be safe, but do keep your ears out just in case, because some of them can sometimes see you and shoot at you. So just keep an ear out. Sure, listen. Very good. Okay, so I usually stand here between these two rocks. That gets me caught. I'm like moving forward and I can move. And I usually regen load of stamina, or mana rather, at least 2. And then I spam Cloak. And then as I'm casting Cloak, I put my Thief Clever Rat ring on. So basically there is that once your Cloak runs out, even though you're casting, there might be a slim chance that one of these guys sees you. So I usually have Thief Ring just for that split second where it fades away. And then I recast. If you're taking too long, like if you took too long killing the 6 guys, maybe you should wait a little bit. And maybe you can kill extra fucking Stormers. Doesn't matter. As long as you kill 6 within a certain threshold. What is that tower? That looks cool. Wait, I think I know what that is actually. But yeah, so if you take too long, you may not even have a chance to recast. So maybe just hold off on Cloak and kill more of them. And then cast Cloak later. You just don't want to have not Cloak. That doesn't make sense. You basically just want to have Cloak when he comes down. Because you can get shot in the back if you don't have it while he is coming down. And I mean, you can have Thief Ring too. Like, that'll usually work too. But the issue there is that you won't do as much damage. So it might not be a 4 shot. It might be a 5 or 6. Which can still happen, I guess, but yeah. Alright, so I should be good. Oh god, I'm panicking. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. So just watch the animation that he does. Like, he's gonna do the animation where he's kind of landing, like the ground is gonna start like shaking and the dust is gonna like go up. After that happens, I'll wait like half a second or like a second before I start shooting. Here. Wait a second. Then belly. I right there move my joystick to the bottom left. Just to know. Because I do this so much by memory that I don't always know when I do it. But I just move the bottom left. Switch to the tail. I'm going to cast the tail one more. And then I switch right there to the right for a body shot. And I did one more cast. Sometimes you start casting early, you might get a pivot cast or you might get a spell cancel because of the camera switching your direction, but I mean, this should pretty much be it. So again, 2 body shots after you wait like a little bit before that tremor thingy. Is that his intestines? Ugh, gross. And then 1 tail shot. So yeah, 2 body shots to 1 tail shot and 1 back to the body. Basically, that's how I do it. If you want to, you can also just stay locked onto the body the whole time. Like, as long as you have a good spot. But what you need to do there... Actually, I'll show you. Yeah, so you heard the hit there. He actually did kill him. Let me just try that fight one more time. So I can show you the body shots. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to kill 6 of them. See, so these were a little farther away, so I went a little closer. 1, 2, and I just think I won't recommend going like past these 2 rocks, I guess, or maybe even like here. Just where I'm at is probably the farthest. 3, 4, 5. Unless we've killed enough already, so just now and go. 6. But like, say if you took longer than that, like to say this is the 4th, and this is the 5th. This is the 6th. Whatever, you can still take your time. Oops. And then you can cast Cloak then, I think, or like around now. And then set up to position here. Like it's possible to like go too fast and go too slow in a sense, because if you get this fight down well, you can get the 1 cycle always, but if you take too long, you will still be in 1 cycle and you'll just barely get his first cycle. So if you barely kill the 6th one in the same cycle still, he may have already been at this like ready to come down. So if you're taking too long to have the cycle go off, maybe just wait until he crosses like this part in the air or something. Like just wait a little longer. Just stall a little bit before you kill the 6th one, so you can catch him in the next cycle. Because like you may just not be ready to be in position yet by the time that happens, you know? Okay, let me do the body thing. 1, 2, delay because the 3rd one will hit unless if you delay. Oops, that was too early too. 3, 4. And that's it. Those are the HP right there gone. So that's what you can do. If you don't want to mess with the camera too much, just look at where I was. Make sure you lock onto the body. Wait a second or so. And then start shooting. And then just keep locking onto the camera. And don't panic. Once he crosses like this rock, you can shoot again, basically. The camera will adjust itself, basically. I think one problem a lot of people have, it might be that they're panicking whenever the camera switches, whenever he goes over you. But you don't need to. You can just let the camera do its work. Where am I? Oh, there. Yeah, so now what I usually do is fresh spice, usually just once, but just twice for the hell of it. And then next you buy, or Peace Boy.